Hey everybody, Brian here. In this video I want to show you around this car here. This is a 2021 Hyundai and this is a Tucson diesel and it's what's called an Executive Plus. So this is a really nice high spec car. In this video I want to run around the features on the inside, the outside of the car. I will go for driving the car as well, so by the end of the video you'll have an understanding of what this car is all about, and if you want to come see it, at least you are fully aware of what you're coming to look at before you travel. If there's information you want on the car, 086 843 1945. So the colour on the outside is what they call silky bronze. The lights probably look a bit weird because the resolution of the camera doesn't pick it up, so it looks like they're flashing, but in real life they're not. Big things on Executive Pluses is, see the way, look how intricate the lights are. There's so many little LED designs all the way across. So they're quite cool looking. And then on an Executive Plus, this is the only model of a Tucson that gets the light bar that goes from left to right, which is really, really cool looking. And other significant things on these ones as well, they also get an exhaust, they also get that nice skid plate along the rear, and then you've probably seen as well, they have parking sensors also. Diesel models get an 18-inch wheel, hybrids actually get a 19-inch wheel, but there's pros and cons there. I have to say, an 18-inch wheel, I think it looks tidy on the car, and in terms of maintenance, I would rather be buying 18-inch tyres than 19s. So, see the way they're shiny and reflective? They look really, really nice. But staying on the theme of lights at the front, okay, and I'm going to come back to something in a sec here. They have really nice daytime running lights, but crucially, there is LEDs. So that means the full light and the dip light are LED, the indicator becomes LED, and like the front, or sorry, like the rear even already, there's a nice skid plate along here, which just looks really neat. But one thing I always neglected actually on these, and when I was doing videos on them, on the Executive Pluses, was the front when the lights aren't turned on, okay? So if you look at one of these cars, some of them you might see on the road, the lights along here are more evident. However, on an Executive Plus, look at this kind of shadow chrome finish all the way across. So the whole idea is when the car is driving, or when it's actually parked, the grille, you almost can't see the daytime running lights. So it looks like an absolutely massive grille. It's just really, really neat looking. And then actually when the lights are turned off in the back, right, the normal ones have like a completely big red light. And then, I know we talked about all these LEDs in through here and they're really cool when they're lit up, but when it's actually parked up and they're not, it's got a nice tint all the way around it. So they're much darker actually when they're parked up. Again, small things, but they look really, really cool. Because in Executive Plus, it gets that chrome that goes up around there as well. Tinted windows in the back, dark roof rails up on top. And you mightn't actually notice it, right? But see the way colour down along here of this section here, that actually matches the grille up through here. If anyone's sharp, they will have seen then there's parking sensors on the front of that car as well. So, like, to be fair, right, like the new Tucson is a really, really cool looking car, but an Executive Plus, even when it's parked up with the lights not turned on, it's a damn good looking car. And when you do get the lights turned on, it looks even better as well. Okay, so other things I like on these cars. The keys are completely keyless, so I would leave that in my pocket. So to lock the car, I hit a button here, it locks the car. To unlock the car, similarly, I press the same button as well. And like a lot of Hyundais, they have this kind of welcome function, so I have not touching the keys or anything when I walk up to the car. Basically, things like the wing mirrors come out. Now, if I walk away from the car, similarly, they'll go back in as well. Now, the key has to be on you as well, so but it's just a welcome function. Look, is it practical? No. Is it a cool feature? Yeah. One other thing that someone was definitely paying attention on this model, they actually allowed the windows to become workable from the key. Like, I mean, that was for years on a lot of other cars, but for some reason Tucson never seemed to get it on the previous models, but now it has it. Actually, no, while we're at the back, let's have a look at the boot. So it's really nice condition. The previous owner did a really nice job looking after it as well, which is always, I suppose, a help. So that tonneau cover comes over and sits in through there if you want to hide stuff. After that then, under through here, there is puncture repair, and then the seats can fold forward. So what you can do, using this little lever here, pull that, oops, try it again, a little bit longer, seats drop down, same on both sides, and then you get this nice long load area, and obviously that cover just literally clips out and you can take it out altogether. So nice load area in through there. There's also then a little light in through here, and then put the seats back up, it's the same thing, just slide them into place. There is piano black, brushed aluminium, dark kind of piano black again. Executive Plus has these in the windows, which I think are very, very, very useful, to be fair, if you've got young kids. If you don't, you won't know about it. Well, you mightn't. But when you have kids, believe me, those things make a difference. Drinks holders in through there. There's also then nice black leather, super tidy. Previous owner did a really nice job looking after this car. And in terms of the way they're reclined, right, what I can do is I can bring that forward. So see the way the seats come up and down? Personally, I would like to have them in the reclined position because it is way more comfortable. So This is VIP style, so it is. No, it's really nice. It's really, really nice. Headroom is excellent, especially when it's reclined like that as well. Legroom is excellent. And like, I actually would not sit that far back in the car. When I get into this car to drive it, I'm going to let it further forward. And other things then down here, there is 2 USB points. Let's face it, the older model had like auxiliary points, which were grand, like, but I don't know who uses auxiliary anymore. Everything's USB as far as I can see. So then in the front, usual same materials, electrics for windows and for mirrors. Over here, I'm going to go through all that stuff in a sec. So we'll jump into the car, run through the cabin, and then we'll go for a drive in the car as well. I like this here. Nice little neat features. Kind of sporty looking. You can see the way the seats are really supportive peripherally on either side as well. Height adjuster in through here. Lumbar support for the driver down through there. That steering wheel is rake reach, so it goes in and out and up and down. And the passenger seat then gets height adjustment in there as well. Again, condition really... By the way, right, we haven't cleaned this car. Now, I know maybe I've got some really nice customers, but a lot of cars that come in, I get to advertise them without even cleaning them, but literally we have done nothing to this car. So it's super nice in terms of how it's been looked after. Starting the car is from a button. So that's the startup sequence that we get. And then, shut up. Okay, so over here, you can see I'm manipulating things like trip information, AdBlue levels, how much fuel I've got left in the tank as well. You can go into the settings and you can change then things like the cluster is in... I know I'm changing, by the way, I'm changing modes. There's a drive mode down here. So like eco is going to be economical. You got a normal mode, which is, you know, middle of the road. And then there's a more aggressive throttle pattern on sport. And it also regulates how aggressive the cruise control and the air conditioner are. But you can also do that from here. So you can have like an eco mode with a sporty looking clock. So, you know, it's your choice. Lane change and lane departure warnings and all that kind of stuff in through there. So like every car these days, they all got it. The warn if you drift out of the lane, they try and keep you dead centre of the lane. Nice on these because it's not too intrusive in how it does it, but it can be turned off. Automatic wipers, and what's nice is they tell you what setting you've left them in, and you can choose how sensitive you want them to be. Automatic lights over here, so how sorry, not how, do I want them automatic for daytime, nighttime? And then I push this forward, and then it tells me in here if I want, I'm going to now have lights dipping when they meet traffic, and they'll go into full by themselves as well. Controls for radio, controls for phone over through here. This is wireless charging, so I can just drop my phone there and it charges. Nice on these, heated steering wheel, heated seats on the front. What I really like in these, nobody seems to give a crap about it, but I like it. You can leave that camera on when you're driving forward, which I think is really, really cool. So in this case, okay, at the moment, it's set up that you have, we'll say, the parking sensors and that kind of stuff. But I'll show you in a second when we're driving anyway. Handbrakes down through here. Gearbox is really nice in these, really nice, really easy to use. Now the parking sensors are doing my head in, so I'm going to get back away from there. Heating controls, different temperatures on each side of the car. Speed up or slow down the fan. This diffuse setting, so it wafts air into the car at kind of, you know, various random settings, which is quite nice actually. So the radio, in terms of, it just kind of keeps the cabin fresh. Map in through there, but you see the way I can change over here, so I can still have the maps going and I can have different information coming in through there if I want, or I can make the map super wide. This is a 10-inch screen if I want to navigate in through there. And then there is a menu setup which is long, and there is lots of stuff you can do with that. Like even if you want, the screensaver in the car kind of has a vague map in the background. You know, it's pretty cool. Actually, I may delete the previous owner's name, but now you know his name is Lila. Okay, so all the settings in through there. And really, do you know what? Lots of cars we sell, this is really intuitive in how it works. So you kind of figure it out yourself pretty easily. Anyway, we'll go for a drive. I am unable to go for a drive until I let the passenger one up, because I have such OCD that it would annoy me driving around with one of them up. So I'm going to have the two of them up. Oh, it must be great not to actually worry about things or give a crap about anything, but anyway. Right, okay, so we'll go for a spin in the car, and then if there's information you want in the car, 086 843 1945. Brian is my name. Call, text, WhatsApp if you've got trade-ins that you want to know about, trading or finance, or just about the car itself. Anyway, let's go drive. In terms of how the drive then, the cabin is quite nice. What's nice about it, you mightn't cop it straight away, but look how low the dashboard is. So what I mean by that is normally you have these binnacles that kind of pop up where the speedo is and all that kind of thing. But on these, it's actually great visibility because the dash is low and it makes the windscreen feel really big. And then I love the fact that I have that camera looking backwards as well. Only a small thing, I like it. Maybe a lot of people don't really care about it. One thing I found with this model is it's definitely more fuel efficient than the previous model. I think that's because just it's a very aerodynamic shape. It feels a little bit more powerful. The same horsepower on paper, but it just feels a little bit more I suppose, responsive than the old model. The gearbox is lovely to change. Steering is nice, all the inputs are good. And on this actual example, everything feels nice, but it's, you know, it's quite a new car, so you'd expect that anyway. So I don't think I can't remember anyone that's come in, drove one of them, got out of it and didn't like it. And I'd nearly go back as far as 2016 on the Tucson saying that. Anyway, if you want information on this car, 086 843 1945, call, text, WhatsApp, and we'd be happy to go through trade-ins or the car itself or financing or whatever you want to know. This car has a warranty until 2026. Hopefully the car is of interest, hopefully the video is useful, and thanks a million for watching.